888-1007 to join us live. Or 800-348-1007. Cavaliers are back playing tonight. They are in Brooklyn. Back-to-back games against the Nets. So tonight and Thursday night, both 7:30 tip-offs. Cavs-Nets tonight, 7:30. Pre-game Cavs Live begins at 7 o'clock here as we get into the last few weeks of regular season NBA action. Tonight, Cavs-Nets on MMS. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, tell me where you do it if it's out of state. Andrew is one of our bureau chiefs in Orlando. Catherine is further down in Tampa. Michael's in Austin, Texas. Kyle listens in Gladwin, Michigan. You can go and leave us messages there, too, if you like.
For Christ's sake, guys, it's Mama Santa's, not the North Pole. Come on.
I wouldn't know that. Santa's is funnier, by the way.
Mama Santa is funnier.
Mama Santa's! Come on. I have a buddy whose last name is Santa. He's 110% Italian, so I just went from that. It's not Santa. I'm sure it probably was, and they changed it, but Santa's a lot funnier. It's even funnier is that Poundcake had dinner there and never once heard anybody mention the name of the restaurant.
Right.
That's my favorite part.
Welcome to Mama Santa's.
Welcome to Mama Santa's. That's just an old school like pizzeria, right?
Yes, very old school.
Right. It's like a little thing, and they got let me guess, they have a sign that's the colors of the Italian flag.
I think so, yeah.
Hey, you want the manigote? Hey, what do you want? Did you tell him you were Poundcake?
No.
Oh, you
I
didn't?
don't pull out the pound cake card.
If it gets you some free marinara,
If
why
so-
wouldn't you do that? Hey, I got an order for the pound cake.
If someone recognizes me as pound cake, then absolutely.
Well, that ain't going to happen over in Little Italy. But you might get yourself some free mushroom.
Might
I
get
don't know.
myself kicked out.
Mama Santas. Okay, well, there you go. But yeah, everybody had fun, and it was a good time.
Yes, it was very nice. A very nice evening.
All right. Of course, astute listeners and viewers of this show will recognize Mama Santa because over there in Little Italy, Mama Santa's was 2 doors down from an ill-fated couple of restaurants that Bill and I used to run called Papa Giuseppe's Checkered Tablecloth Pizzatorium. is what
Hey,
they were
it's
called.
Papa Giuseppe's Checkered Tablecloth Pizzatorium. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, scumbag.
Listen, we got a lot of overflow from Mama Santa, and were we an old school pizzeria? No, we were not. But did we serve beer and wine? Sadly, we were never allowed to get a liquor license, but that's why we're trying to make up for lost revenue by opening 2 locations right next door to each other, which ended up not being a good plan.
Food poisoning, schmooge schmoisoning. You'll be fine. Papa Giuseppe's Checkered Tablecloth Pizzatorium.
We probably would have gotten better press had Cleveland Scene written the headline "Schmooge Schmoisening" and then let people figure it out for themselves. But it didn't turn out that way. But what are you going to do? It's a lost opportunity, but the entrepreneurial mind never rests. And so the next amazing restaurant idea that we come up with, you will be the first one to find out. I do like how Mama Santa's website, though, they have like a little, everybody can go, hey, we're the best whatever, fill in the blank. We're the best whatever, right? Anybody can do that because there's no way to check them. You're not lying. Hey, we're the best. If you say voted by the people of whoever as the best, that's a whole other thing, right? But the website says best pizza in Cleveland featuring homemade Sicilian cooking. Now, that's a nice little qualifier there because who's going to fight them on that? Everybody can argue about who's got the best pizza in Cleveland, and people do. Unbelievably, people do fight about that. But to say, hey, ain't nobody in this town, east or west, got better pizza featuring homemade Sicilian cooking. Could you taste that in the sauce, Cody?
Yes, and I was getting a lesson on Italian history versus like Sicilian history because I was very ignorant to how they interact with each other.
And how was this presented to you, and by whom was this presented?
The guy I went on a date with, McDonald's guy.
He's Italian?
No, he's not Italian, but he likes Italian food.
Yeah.
And I thought Sicily, I thought it was like the Puerto Rico of Italy. Like, it's a part
Because it's down
No, because it's an island, and it's just, I don't know. I thought it was like its own district. I thought Italy just had like sovereign over Sicily. I just
Sovereign what?
Sovereign? Sovereign?
You're saying it right, but you're just not using it quite
Yeah, it's
right.
just an island. It's right off the boot. What's the big deal? But boy, people from Sicily, they can't wait to tell you they're Sicilian.
That's what I was saying.
They
there was a
cannot
differential.
wait to tell you that they are Sicilian. They work it in between the H and the I and high. They will, well, you know, my mother's Sicilian. Cool. Everybody's Christopher Walken in True Romance all of a sudden.
Yeah, I thought Sicily was like Puerto Rico here. Like, it's...
And why did you think that?
Well, because Puerto Ricans are Americans, but, like, when you think of America, you don't just necessarily think Puerto Rico. Like, they're a part of us, but, like, they're not a state. And that's what I thought Sicily was with Italy.
Okay, because it was an island off the mainland, that's what you thought?
Yeah, and it had, like, 5 million
Except,
people.
like, you can jump across from Sicily to the mainland of Italy. Can't really do that with Puerto Rico.
Okay. Well, I did.
And so who schooled you on that?
McDonald's guy. He told me.
Oh, he did?
He gave me the rundown, and I was like, oh, okay.
Because there was probably a giant map of Italy on the wall.
Because, you know, if I was from Italy, I would say, you know, I'm Italian. He said, but no, Sicilians say they're Sicilian. They don't necessarily, it's implied. They know, people, if they're educated, they know that Sicilians are Italians. But I'm like, but I don't understand. Would Puerto Ricans say I'm Puerto Rican? Would they say I'm an American? Like,
They say I'm Puerto Rican.
Yes, but they're also American.
Right. Well, my grandpa was Sicilian, my dad's dad, and he
Well, but-
would
but-
correct people all the time.
Yeah, because Puerto Rican is a specific heritage. American is not a heritage.
Is Sicilian a specific heritage?
Well, it's a part of Italy, yeah. Like I think that it would be no
Maybe
different
like-
than saying wherever else you were from. If you were from the north of Italy, or if you were from, you know, I'm from Bologna or something like
Venice
that.
or
Way
whatever,
north,
yeah.
whatever. I mean, there's a city on Sicily called Syracuse. So if you told somebody, oh, my family's from Syracuse, you go, oh, I've never been upstate before. And they go, no. They just go, we're Sicilian.
It's like saying, I'm American, but I'm from Texas, so
There
I'm really
you
a
go.
Texan.
Uh-huh.
Texan first.
Mm-hmm.
So is there like a rivalry?
Puerto Rico.
What?
Is there a rivalry between Italy and Sicilians then?
No, I don't think so. It's just
Sicilians just want you to know that they're
they
from
really,
Sicily.
really,
That's all.
because I think part of it too is that there's so much pop culture around it has made it like a different kind of thing, and it's separate from the mainland of the country too. So I don't know, maybe that thing.
There's island culture.
So it's like,
Island boy,
Island Sicilian.
right?
it's like New York City and Long Island. I'm sorry, Staten Island. New York City and Staten
I
Island.
don't know. However you want to do it, however you want to do it.
Trying to
is
make
fine.
sense of it in my head, and that's why
Right.
I was mulling this over as I'm having pizza. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm looking at the little maps, and I'm like,
Yeah, maps everywhere.
how nice.
Did they have glass on top of the tables with maps underneath?
No, they had like stuff on the walls and pictures, and he's like, it looks just like that right there. He's been all over, so I'm like, okay, well, great.
It's a great way, like bringing up the Sicilian thing is a great way to seem interesting without actually having a personality.
That's
like
right.
that's a great.
It's a humble brag. Work your way through. It looks exactly like. Well, good. Has he seen Mount Etna?
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right. Well, you should have asked him about that.
No, I didn't. I was eating my pizza.
Could you imagine if Poundcake didn't know anything else, and all of a sudden he pulls Mount Etna out of his ass? If he go, hey, have you ever seen Mount Etna? And his boyfriend's like, no. And he goes, you should. It's the tallest active volcano in Europe. You should really check it out. Well, because my wife and I are trying to figure out what we're going to do for our 10th anniversary this fall, and so we talked about going to the
We'll plan it for you. Don't even think about it.
Shut
We
up,
will
Bill.
Take
We
care
got
of it.
this. We're
Shut up.
good. Itineraries.
Oh, you're gonna have
and
such a good time.
I hope you like Minnesota.
I do like Minnesota.
I hope you like Amish country.
Yeah. And so we talked about going to the Amalfi Coast. And so there are all of these huge packages you can buy where they're like, oh, and then on day one, you're doing this. Some people like to have, I think you've described your boyfriend this way. He likes to have an itinerary
Yes.
when you travel.
100%.
So they're like, one day you go to Mount Etna, and the next day you do this. I'm like, I don't want to be on a
itinerary.
bus with. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people feel much more comfortable if they have that list in front of them. This is what we're doing then, and you don't have to do the work. You've paid for it. You have people who know what's going on. But we're a little bit looser when we travel, so it's like I don't know that that's something that we would. But Mount Etna would be pretty cool. Be cool to see that.
We're talking, so next year, Brian gets an extra week of vacation. So we're talking about going to Greece next year. And kind of a similar thing. where we're like,
That's Mykonos for Poundcake.
Where's it playing? In New York or L.A., Chicago?
It's the original cast.
well, the thing is, the
Minus
original-
Olivia Newton-John.
It is sad, but they're actually coming to Playhouse Square, so we were gonna plan a staycation where we would stay downtown
On the east side,
on the
probably.
east side, yes, on east 9th, and go see Grease 7 nights in a row. That's what we were gonna do, eat olives, the whole thing. But it was kind of similar where we were looking at packages and the day trips, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be carted up a mountain with 40 other tourists. Not that it won't be fun, but I feel like it takes the exploration out of it. Like, you're supposed to be experiencing this thing with your partner and, like, doing these fun cultural things.
Well, I think, see, these days it's super easy to do the research yourself and then go off and do what you're going to do. You can
Right.
you can crowdsource what to do, what not to do. Once you get into a situation where you're with a tour group, like my mother-in-law, my wife's mom travels a lot, and she's always like with her friends and they're with a tour group. That makes sense, right?
She's old.
Well, they're retirees, they're like mid-60s or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's like all the work's kind of done for you. It makes sense. You know where you're going to dinner and you do this and you come back and that's fine. But if you're looking to kind of run around a little bit, it's still just as easy to crowdsource places to go and things to do where you're not locked into a bus with 40 other people.
Right.
Where if anything goes wrong, now the bus is running late, or
happened to me.
where's Tammy? Yeah, when Poundcake went to the Grand Canyon, that's what pretty much
and
what
then,
it was.
then you're waiting on other people who take too long to take pictures,
It
and they're
pissed-
wandering around.
And people really don't care. Like, us scolding her did nothing, because I think when we got on the bus the first time, the driver gives his instructions and what we'll be doing for the entire day. Someone must have had their headphones in. I'm just gonna assume. I'm gonna assume she wasn't being rude in the fact that she was purposely tuning him out. She just had her headphones in so she didn't hear the instructions. And she was like late, like nowhere to be found, nowhere near the checkpoint, late. And we had to turn the bus all the way around, let the Native Americans whose area we were on, and then apparently their walkie-talkies were out that day, so it was just a whole ordeal. We were like 2 hours behind schedule, and we still had like a 3 or 4 hour drive back to Las Vegas. Awful.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm all for having a plan. Like, I'm good for one planned activity a day. So if you say, Tuesday at noon, we're going to this museum, then don't give me something else to do until Wednesday.
Well, not only that,
You
right?
know?
That, or when you're traveling, if you're like in an island, like we went to Corsica or something, you can find ferries that will go out to the other islands
Yeah.
at certain times. So it's like you're not locked into something. You go, oh, here's the schedule for this.
Yeah.
You go when you want, you come back when you want, whatever.
Yes. That's very much, I don't like more than one planned activity a day, with at least 2 days with nothing to do. If it's a place that has a beach, because I would like to lay in the sun and not talk to anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you don't get bullied when you try to take a nap.
Bullied.
I got bullied. Like, I would.
By whom?
I got
Your
bu-
family members.
No, this was in when I was in Mexico. I would
Oh.
sneak away. I would say I'm going to the bathroom because
Go home and take a nap.
yes.
Well, you also, that's like a party. You guys were going to get drunk.
Right.
and-
We had done that. We were
He's
in
taking
the
a
sun
disco nap, and his friends are all out there doing ketamine.
because
Yeah.
it was just too much. Like, we would wake up in the morning, go to breakfast, have mimosas,
No.
drink, be by the pool all day and drink, and then they would want to go out more and drink. Like, it was nonstop. So I was like, I just need like 20 minutes to a half hour. So I'm like, we'll be in the pool. I said, hey guys, I'm gonna go out to the bathroom. They're like, just pee in the water. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I gotta go number 2. And they're like, no, he's about to go
I
nap.
gotta go number.
So-
See, they know his shorthand.
Yeah,
I gotta go take a dump, and they go, well, on a normal day, that means he'll be on the toilet scrolling for a half an hour. So you add a nap to that. It's a good 90 minutes.
I ran back.
But
to the
aren't you
room.
and your friends relatively the same age?
Yes.
So why are you the one cacking out midday, and they're ready to go? They're run and gun all day long.
I don't know. I don't know why. I didn't have it in me. I tried to hang, and these people. This was after we closed down the clubs. Like, we closed down the bars in Mexico, mind you. And we would go back to the rooms, and they're like, all right, so who's doing shots? I'm like, more? We're still not going to sleep? Come on, guys.
Yeah. See, by the
They
time
were doing something more than drinking, is what they were doing.
yeah, they're absolutely.
Yeah.
They're in Mexico. By the time Brian and I go on this Greece trip, he'll be 38 and I'll be 34. I don't think, and we're both sober, so we're not really concerned
Right.
with
In Mexico, you
waking
can
up
buy
and drinking all day.
buy cocaine from the pharmacia
Right.
on the corner.
They called me lame because I was like, no, I'll just drink on my balcony in my hot tub. And they were like, oh, that's lame. I'm like, lame.
That's great.
Yeah, I
was
like that.
I was like, what do you mean? I had two, twinks next to me. They were married. I'm like, what do you mean lame? And they're like, no, that's lame. I'm like, ugh.
So forgive my ignorance. When they get married, they're still twinks? I know twink's like a body type, I know, but it's like, you don't think they'd prefer to be referred to as something else, or are they married twinks?
I thought twink was like a body type.
That's what I said. It's like a really Poundcake like skeletal white boys. Those are the
Skeleton
twinks.
face.
white boys.
Skeleton face white boys. Yeah.
Just like a younger, hairless gay.
Gotcha. And so if they aren't married, they could be twink dinks, right? Double income, no kids.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
All right,
But they
Alan,
got married.
While you guys were all talking about that, I went ahead and planned on your 10th anniversary trip.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, Bill,
Would you
that's so
like to
kind
hear-
of you. That's
Would
so
you like
sweet.
to hear all about it?
Yeah, I would. You planned it right now? I mean, we've
Yeah.
been working. We're going to be working on this for weeks.
All right, so it's going to be road trip style, and these are going to take you to some of the most fun places that
In America?
that Alan could go to.
Okay.
That I could go. Here we go.
right.
Is it in America? We're not.
Yeah, it's
we're
all
not
in
staying in
America.
America. Oh, come on. It's not. We live here. We don't want to travel.
It's
Come
about
on.
the experience.
Relax,
Just
relax.
listen and
You
shut
haven't
up.
heard it yet. You haven't heard it.
All right.
You
You're
might love
right.
it.
I
Hold
haven't
on.
heard it. I might love it.
All right. We're starting you off going to one of your favorite places, Wakarusa, Indiana.
Oh,
Love it.
A welcome sign of butter. Your favorite thing.
Yep. Home of contented Linda Grace.
Mhm. And that's what it
Exactly,
says.
see?
Yep.
I act like I don't want to hear these things, but I'm paying attention.
He files it
all
away.
right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Since you're already going to be in Indiana, you got to stop by a little place called the Fox Island
Nature Preserve. That's right. Have I ever told you about the Fox Island Nature Preserve?
This is great.
Boy, wait till I pitch this to
2 for
Gwen.
2.
She's gonna love it.
going.
Honey, remember how you lived in Bloomington for 3 years for school? We're going back to Indiana. Pack your crap, honey.
Now you're going to keep traveling south, but you're going to swing a little bit east to Kettering, Ohio.
Yes!
Where you
Wait,
can
back
enjoy.
to Ohio?
Hold
Yeah,
on, just
we're-
relax.
we're
It's
circling
all part of
around.
it.
All right.
So you can enjoy a nice romantic dinner with the Kettering Banjo Society.
Serenaded by.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
playing while you guys eat dinner at.
You know what
Skyline
fantastic
Chili.
dinner accompaniment banjo is?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't freak you out at all.
All right, and then you're getting back on the road, and you're headed to Pennsylvania to that Dunkin' Donuts that
Donuts.
Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
That was where was that?
In Shamokin.
Shamokin.
Yeah.
Shamokin, Pennsylvania.
Now I have
Yes.
to rely on myself to go to maybe a Turkey Hill or something where I don't like their donuts. I rather the donuts at Dunkin' Donuts. And
That's you.
And then you get to close everything out, heading further east to the Big Apple's little brother, Newark, New Jersey.
Yes.
Big Apple's little
Where-
brother, Newark, New Jersey.
So you can stay in Newark
Yeah.
forever, just like you
That's
want to
your
be
new home.
with Gwen forever.
Uh-huh.
It's very romantic.
Boy, he put a lot of thought into this.
Alan.
And I can't.
And the grand total of all these experiences will cost you about
$400.
$380.
I love it.
Including gas.
Wow. Here, I was going to spend 5 figures, and
Nah,
you did it
not this
for,
time.
man, look at this. Wait, I'm going to need that itinerary in triplicate so I can send it to my blushing bride and tell her, honey, I got it all figured out.
Oh, and by the way,
Dick
you're
from
taking
Dayton
Dick
comes with
is
you.
coming with you.
He hops in the car in Kettering.
He tags
and
along and goes
yes.
to
Newark.
Pennsylvania and New York. with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
You have any Bruce Springsteen you can put on?
let's play some spring string in the car.
He's from New Jersey.
Yeah. I got to take a break. If you want to text 35192, AlanCoxShow.com to watch, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
2 hours to midnight.
The new metal